and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather Autumn, and today I was supposed to be editing my video that you should be watching right now, only to find out that the majority of my footage was corrupted. Something happened with the chip, and I was able to get some things off of it, but the majority of my videos were just horrible. I mean, this weekend was fun. So I did cook some things, and it was kind of a self-care weekend. I bought myself flowers, I cleaned my apartment, which I always seem to be doing because that's the way I relax. I even made this really nice bath with roses in it, and I was just trying to show a spa day. I'm also really disappointed because I went to the gym on Sunday and I loved it. So now I'm home, it's a Tuesday, and I literally am scrambling for something to show you guys. And I thought, hey, why not just show you what I'm cooking? Because what I'm cooking is actually what I cooked Sunday night. It's a really good recipe. It's perfect for Valentine's Day, whether you're a single or a couple. I am a single. And I was able to just put this together, and it was really great tasting. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make lamb chops. I got a pack of 4. If you remember me going to the farmer's market, I will post a link right here, but I bought a pack of 4 lamb chops. So Sunday I made 2. I have the other 2 defrosting in my fridge, and I was just like, why not make this again tonight? And I'll just show you guys step by step what I do. And if you want to make it for your significant other, then you can just go and double the recipe how I show you. So hopefully this works. I really need the footage, and I'm gonna be rushing to put this together, but that's part of the fun, I think. So I'm gonna go and get started. All right, so I'm all set up. I have my water on, getting ready to boil. There's no salt in there. I have a small pan getting ready and hot for our lamb. Honestly, I'm going to just be making 2 main dishes. My vegetable is going to be just some canned peas because I bought asparagus, but it's starting to look a little questionable now. But let me show you what I have for the other 2 things. I'm gonna preface this by saying my mashed potatoes are not healthy. I learned how to make them in the South, and it shows. So what you're gonna need is just 1 russet potato. I think this is also called a butter potato. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons here, but that's mostly because this block was 3 tablespoons altogether. And I just kind of want to use it up. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to be using about a tablespoon of Miracle Whip. Now I found out this is a huge discussion actually in homes, whether you use Miracle Whip or mayonnaise in your sandwiches and everything. I grew up with Miracle Whip. I don't know what to say. It's just, I like the zing that it has, the extra zestiness of it. So I use Miracle Whip, but feel free to use mayonnaise if you want. And I'm also going to use about a splash. I want to say maybe a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. And that's all for our mashed potatoes. The other thing, of course, veggies we need a side. I'm going to be using some sweet peas because they also need to be used up. And over here I have our protein, our lamb. So here's our lamb chops. They've been thawing out in the fridge. So with our lamb, I also have a tablespoon of butter that I'm going to be cooking it in, of garlic. And then these are hard to measure. I want to say I use about 3 sprigs of thyme, and I use, I don't know, maybe a half a tablespoon of rosemary. Okay, so while your potato's going, let's start working on our lamb. We're going to start that by taking some of the herbs apart. Okay, so you can see with that, I did pretty much like a 50-50 ratio between rosemary and thyme, about a teaspoon of each. And again, you can always do less or more if you prefer. Okay, so our potatoes are good to go, so I'm gonna drain this and start mashing. Okay, so these potatoes are a little sassy right now. We're just gonna add in our 2 tablespoons of butter. I also have this potato masher, and I'm gonna start mashing them. Now, if you want to add any extras to these mashed potatoes, you could add garlic powder and or even real garlic and have garlic mashed potatoes. You can add Parmesan cheese and just mix it in there. Spice it up, and don't be afraid to. If you're gonna do that, I would recommend probably either no mayonnaise or actual mayonnaise and not Miracle Whip, because that's gonna mess with the flavor. And if you don't use any mayonnaise, just add a little bit more extra of the whipping cream, because that's what gives it the smooth texture. So for this, I'm using about a very large teaspoon spoonful. That's probably about maybe a tablespoon and a half of Miracle Whip. So we're just gonna tap that in. And then for our heavy whipping cream, we're just gonna add a little bit. I would say that should be enough. So I would say that's about 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. Of course, you don't necessarily have to use heavy whipping cream if you don't want to. You can also use just straight up like half and half, or even whole milk. It might mess with the texture a little, but if you're trying to be healthier, it doesn't hurt to try. All right, so here's the finished results. You can see it's pretty fluffy and it stacks pretty well. So what I'm gonna do is move this to a back burner, keep it on its lowest heat level, and now we're gonna start actively working on our lamb. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put this on medium heat, and I've got our 1 tablespoon of just plain unsalted butter, and I'm just gonna have that melt. Meanwhile, I have my little racks of lamb here, and I'm going to take them out and put them in there as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with these is season the top with just some salt and pepper. Okay, so now that these are salt and peppered, I'm going to just throw in our herbs to just cook with them. I'm just going to put it right on top. And of course, those are going to get mixed around the pan and toast up as we cook our lamb. Right now it's mad at me. Oh my gosh. This smells so good. I can't even tell you. It's like the best smell in the world. I think the rule of thumb is if the internal temperature is 135 degrees, then it's ready to go. It's like medium rare. But I tried that the other night and it was cooked solid all the way through, and I was so mad. So I'm kind of doing it by touch with my tongs. So one way I do my meat, and this is kind of hit or miss, it's just what I read online that seems to work, is that for rare, it should feel like your earlobe, like really squishy. If you want medium, it should feel like your cheek. And if you want well done, it should feel like the tip of your nose when you press it down with your spatula or whatever you're using to cook with. All right, so my lamb is almost done. So I'm going to add in my minced garlic. I want to put these in at the very end just to kind of toast up the garlic and give it the flavor, but not burn the garlic. All right, I just turned the heat off and I'm gonna go plate it and show it to you when it's all done. All right, so my dinner is done. So I just put the lamb chops on top of the mashed potatoes, some peas on the side. I'm really happy with how this looks. I would have used a smaller plate, except mine were in the wash. So I hope you enjoyed this little recipe, and I hope it inspired you, especially if you're your own Valentine this year. Don't worry about it. You still deserve a good meal. You still deserve to show yourself love. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please feel free to drop me a line in the comments below. Also, again, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. It all helps my channel and me towards my goal. So I'm gonna go feed my cats, and I'm gonna settle down and have this delicious meal. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, I post a new video every Friday. So I will talk to you then. Bye.